Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today Fantasy Flight revealed the product for Force Friday, which a lot of us had speculated on was a two-player starter set. So two sets of dice, two decks, essentially like a dual deck for Star Wars Destiny. And this was revealed by Fantasy Flight earlier today, and we're going to take a look at some of the cards from that set. I believe this will be kind of similar to last year's sets, where if you want a full set of everything, you'll probably have to purchase two of them. So last year, if you wanted an extra Finn, you had to purchase another Ray deck. If you wanted another Force Row, you had to purchase another one. If you wanted another Mind Probe, you had to purchase a separate Kylo deck, or two of them. I believe this will be similar, but we're going to take a look at some of the cards. So first up here on their website, they had this fan of cards here. So some of the cards are fanned out. You have a new Ray, a new Kylo. Looks like Droid Commandos, Honor Guard, and then something that is kind of obscured by the droid and by Rey with Luke and Vader. So we're going to be taking a closer look at the Rey and Kylo cards a little bit later in this video because those are actually fully revealed and we can discuss them. So this is just a card fan. We're going to move in to our first card from this new starter set. We'll be right back with that. And first up, we have our new Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren, Tormented One. 12 health, 14 or 17 points, depending on how you want to run him. 1 melee, 2 melee, 2 melee for a resource, disrupt, resource, and blank. And ability, after you activate this character, you may choose a color, blue, red, yellow, or gray, then reveal a random card in an opponent's hand. And if that card matches the chosen color, deal 2 damage to a character. So it's a similar ability from his previous one, which was look at a random card in an opponent's hand and deal that much damage to a chosen character. This one lets you still look at a card in their hand, and if you guess the color right, it does 2 damage. So at least with this, if you hit the color, you're going to be doing 2 damage. With his previous ability from the starter set version, if you drew a card that cost 0, you would still get to see the card, so you knew what they would have in their hand, but it would do 0 damage. I like the sides on this Kylo as well. So the original Kylo had a 1 melee, and the 2 melee was a resource costed side. This one has a 2 melee side that has no resource cost, and then another 2 melee side that has a resource cost. You get disrupt, you get resources as well. And I like his health, so his health is actually, I believe, higher now. He used to be 11, now it's 12. One interesting thing about this set is, don't know yet, or at least I haven't seen if these cards will be like tournament legal or if they'll just be playable within this starter set. Because there are some pretty cool cards that I could see potentially seeing play outside of this set as well. So that is Kylo Ren, Tormented One. We're going to move into our next card. And next up we have Captain Phasma, Ruthless Tactician. 10 health, so I think it looks like her health went down a little bit. 9 or 13 points, depending if you want to run a single die or run her at 2 die and make her elite. She has 1 range damage, 2 range damage, focus, resource, special, and blank. And the special is deal 2 damage to a character or 3 damage if that character has 6 or more damage on it. I can see why they lowered her health because this special is actually really cool. So she potentially has 3 damage sides, a 1 range, a 2 range, and this special. And you can get to deal 2 damage to a character, or 3 if they have 6 or more on it. So if you have a character that has 9 health, if they have 6, you roll her special, that'll be enough to defeat that character. This card, unlike the original Phasma, loses the ability to give non-unique characters Guardian. But this Phasma is designed to pair with Kylo. So Kylo's at 17, and this is at 13. And I do like that it has some similar size, so you still get that focus, get the range damage, and then you also get this pretty cool new special as well, where you can hit a character for a bunch of damage. Especially if the character already has 6, you're going to be adding 3 damage on top of it. Any other character, you're going to be doing 2 with the special. So a good 3 damage sides on this Captain Phasma. We're going to move into our next card. And next up, we have Captain Phasma's Blaster. 3 resources, a red villain weapon. 1 range damage, 2 range damage, 3 range damage for a resource, plus 3 range damage, resource and blank. While this upgrade is attached to Captain Phasma, it gets redeploy. So you can attach it to somebody else, it won't have redeploy, but if it goes on Phasma, it can redeploy off of Phasma. So in this deck, I guess you can go to Kylo. At that point, you're going to be mixing damage, but it's pretty cool that it has redeploy if you play it on Phasma. An interesting thing is if these cards are legal outside of this set, doesn't matter what Phasma you put it on. So if you put this on the original Phasma, it will then get redeploy off of her. So if Phasma gets defeated, you can transfer this weapon to someone else. This would go really well in the Aura Sing Phasma deck I have set up, where Phasma is essentially there to divert damage away from Aura Sing with stuff like Best Defense, and I can give her Personal Escort to give her Guardian. And let's say I play this on Phasma, and Phasma gets defeated, because I will probably be guardianing damage off of Phasma, and potentially defeating her on my own with like Best Defense. If she's at a certain number of health, she's taking damage. This then goes to Aura Sing, who can do potentially a lot of damage with this as well. I really like this weapon. This is probably one reason I will probably pick up 2 of these sets. If this is a single of it a set or not, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be probably purchasing at least one of these tomorrow, and we'll be doing an unboxing of that probably tomorrow night when I get home. But I do like you get to redeploy if it goes on her. Anybody else can use it, so it's not unique to Phasma. It's not unique to a certain color of character. 3 resources, but I think you have 3 resources for 4 damage sides for potential to give it redeploy. This card I think is really cool. So that's her blaster. We're going to move into our next card. And next up we have Praetorian Guard. I'm pronouncing that correctly, hopefully. Anyway, red villain, upgrade ability, 2 resources. 1 melee damage, plus 2 melee damage, shield, resource, and blank. And the attached character has the Guardian keyword, so before you activate this character, you remove a die showing damage to deal that damage to this character. So this looks like they got the wording for Guardian correct. It was incorrect on Rebel Trooper from the first set, but I can see this card potentially going into a Magna Guard deck. People have been considering building, instead of Vader Guard, Awakenings Vader, the Awakenings Vader and Magna Guard, giving you access to red weapons, red events, and other red cards. This card would be cool too. So you give the Magna Guard Guardian. You then throw on the Electro Staff, which we talked about in a previous video from spoilers earlier. And now you just have Vader doing a massive amount of melee damage, the Magna Guard potentially doing a massive amount of melee damage, as well as getting Guardian to keep Vader protected. So if these see play outside of these starters, I can see this going into a Vader Magna Guard deck that essentially is like Vader Guard, potentially with just much more melee and access to, instead of it just being a mono blue deck, you have blue and red. So that is the Praetorian Guard. We're going to move into our next card. And next up we have the Crossguard Lightsaber, blue villain upgrade weapon, 2 resources, 1 melee, plus 2 melee, shield, resource, special, and blank. Essentially, this is a non-unique version of Kylo Ren's lightsaber, so you can play multiple copies of this, or have a Kylo Ren lightsaber out along with this, and have another character, maybe even have a character with 2 of these. Also has some abilities. So after you play this upgrade on Kylo Ren, deal 1 damage to a character, so you get a bonus if you play it on Kylo. Does an extra damage. And the special is deal 2 damage to a character, or 3 damage instead if that character has 1 or more shields. So it's similar to his other one. I think Kylo's lightsaber is a little stronger. It costs 1 more resource, has more damage sides though, and you have the potential to reroll that if damage gets blocked by shields. Special on this though, pretty good. Deals 2 damage or 3 if they have a shield. So if they have 1 shield, it knocks a shield off and does 2 more damage. So that is the Crossguard Lightsaber. We're going to move into our next card. Next up, we have Force Stasis. It's a villain upgrade ability, 2 resources. 1 disrupt, 1 shield, 1 resource, special, and blank. Blue character only. Remove a die in the special. Remove a die showing range damage, then deal 1 damage to a character. So similar to Jetpack, how if you want to do the special, even if you're the only if it's one of your dice is range damage, you might have to remove your own dice. So you want to use this, remove an opponent's die showing range damage, and then deal one damage to a character. If you use this and you're the only character or you're the only player that has range damage, to deal the one damage, you will then have to remove one of your range damage dice. But could be potentially good if they have a bunch of modified damage and one base damage. You can do the special, remove the one base damage, and now your opponents won't be able to resolve the other damage because it's all modified, unless they, of course, discard a reroll or something like that. So I do like that the special gets rid of a die showing range damage, and then it also deals one damage as well. So that is Force Stasis. We're going to move into our next card. And next up, we have Hangar Bay Imperial Fleet. If you claim it, reveal the top card of the opponent's deck. If that card is an event or support, deal one damage to a character. So I suppose you still reveal it. You get to see what they have coming next. And if it is an event or support, it deals one damage. It doesn't discard the card, but it's still potential to get one damage out. I think it would be better if it was just reveal an event or support, or if it is an event or support, it gets discarded. That would be interesting. However, if your opponent only has one health left, claim this. You see an event does one damage to that character, defeating it and letting you win. So that is Hangar Bay. Don't think this is going to see a ton of play outside of this starter set possibly. But that's the Hangar Bay. We're going to move into our next card. We're going to moving into some of our hero cards now. So now we have Rey. 11 health, so her health has been upgraded or has been increased over her starter version. 12 or 15 points. Her points are also have gone up, as it was 12 points to get an Elite Rey with the starter set. She has 1 melee damage, 2 melee damage, discard shield, resource, and blank. And after you activate this character, if she has one or more shields, you may deal 1 damage to a character. So keep her shielded. When you roll her out, if she has a shield, she does 1 damage. I also like that her sides here are pretty good. They're like none of this, like it's not mixed or split between modified or anything like that. No resource costed sides or anything like that. I do like that her health has been increased by 1, and I think her sides on this guy are decent. So you get the 1 melee and the 2 melee. She still has discard. She has a shield, so she can shield herself. So when she activates, she has that shield. She does that 1 damage. And then you also have a resource side. So I think this is going to be pretty good in this set. I don't think it's going to replace the other Rey just because of the action cheating you can do with the original. I think the original will probably continue seeing play outside of the starter sets. I think this one will probably just be decent in starter sets. I don't think you'll see play outside of it though. But pretty decent Rey. I like that. You don't have any modified sides or anything like that. So that's Rey. We're going to move into our next card. And next up, we have Poe Dameron. 11 health, so his health has come down from 12, at least with the Awakenings version. So 11 health, 11 or 15 points, 1 range damage, 2 range damage, 2 focus, 1 resource, special and blank, and special, give a character 1 shield. You may turn another die to any side. So use a special, let's say if you're running him at Elite, you use a special, give Rey a shield, so she can use her ability later, and then you focus the other Poe die into 2 damage, or the other special or something like that. Pretty good, definitely a lot less powerful than the original, which is good. I'm glad that they're made a Poe that isn't going to be insanely broken. I do like that he has the 2 focus. If you're running this one Maz, you can actually focus Poe, but you're not going to be able to run Poe Maz with this Poe because he doesn't have that special. But I like that he's 11-15. Health has come down a little bit, but again, these are starter. This is a starter set. This is designed to help people get into the game. It's not meant to be a competitive set or anything like that. I do like that he has the 2 damage sides, so yeah, a 1 and a 2. I think it'd be better if it was just 2 sides instead. But focus, so you can double focus and get shield with a special, and then focus, essentially turn another die to any side. So that's Poe Dameron. We're going to move into our next card. Next up, we have Strike Team. This is hero ret support, 5 resources, so fairly expensive, but 4 damage sides as well. So 2 range damage, 3 range damage, 3 range damage for a resource, plus 4 range damage, 2 disrupt, and a blank. Has ambush, so you get that extra action after you play it, and decrease the cost to play this support by 1 if an opponent has 3 or more resources. If an opponent has 3 resources or more, you can make this cost 4. 4 damage sides are pretty good. You have 3 normal damage sides, one of them being resource costed, and 1 modified side for plus 4 damage. So you can get a potential, a lot of damage out of this if you happen to roll, let's say, the plus 4 and a 2 on another character. You have 6. I like that it has 2 disrupt. Fairly expensive though at 5. It will cost you 4 if your opponent has 3 or more resources. I don't see this being play outside of this unless there's a way basically to play a support for free or something like that. I do think it's costed appropriately though, because you get 4 damage sides plus its ambush, plus you potentially have the ability to only pay 4 for it. So that is Strike Team. We're going to move into our next card. And next up, we have Poe Dameron's Blaster, Hero Red Upgrade Weapon. 2 resources, 2 range damage, plus 2 range damage, disrupt, resource, special, and blank. Special, deal 2 damage to a character or 3 damage instead if the attached character is Poe Dameron. So, like the lightsaber, if you use it on the character that it's designed for or is featured in the card, you get a little bonus. So, you deal 2 damage with the special or 3 if it's on Poe. This looks similar to Finn's gun. I don't think Finn took Poe's gun. I think he just got that gun from Han. But it would have been cool if this had something like redeploy on it or something like that. But potentially 2 resources, 3 damage sides. I think it's pretty good. You get a normal damage side, a modify side, and a special. And then if you're playing it on Poe, it does more damage with its special. So that is Poe Dameron's Blaster. We're going to move into our next card. Next up, we have Rey's Lightsaber. 3 resources, Hero Blue Weapon. 2 melee damage, 3 melee damage for a resource, plus 2 melee damage, shield, resource, and blank. Has redeploy, so like the regular lightsaber, it can also redeploy. And after you play this upgrade, give the attached character 1 shield or 2 shields if the character is Rey. So this will kind of synergize with Rey's ability. You play this on Rey, give her a shield, and then when you roll her, she has a shield so she can do that 1 extra damage. Kind of wish it had a special as well. Maybe even the same special as the regular lightsaber to deal the 2 unblockable damage. But you still have 3 damage sides, 1 of them being resource costed. Redeploy is always good. And then shields, you get a shield after you play it. 2 if you play it on Rey. Not sure if this will see play outside of this set or not. I think the other lightsaber, I just like the regular one from the starter set has that special that deals unblockable damage. This one doesn't have any specials on it. Still has decent damage sides though. And it looks like basically they're going to be calling this lightsaber from now on, it's going to be Rey's. So, of course, it's Anakin's, Luke's, and Rey's. I've kind of speculated in the past, I wish they just did one that was called Anakin's lightsaber, which would be a blue weapon, but it'd be neutral, so you can play it on heroes or villains. So you can play it on Luke, for example, or you can also go ahead and play it on Anakin. Play it on him, and then potentially play it on Rey, and maybe have it have 2 different specials. Each special, depending if you're playing hero or villain, will do something different. But this is Rey's lightsaber. We're going to move into our next card. Next up, we have Inner Strength. 2 resources, blue hero upgrade ability, 1 focus, 2 shields, resource, special, and blank. Special is move 1 damage from the attached character to an opponent's character with no shields. So that kind of limits the potential of what the special can do. You can only move that damage to a character that doesn't have shields. So if your opponent is shielded up, or both the characters have shields on them, you won't be able to use the special here. I do like that it has a 2 shield side. So I've been kind of messing around with the Ahsoka Qui-Gon deck. This would go well there because you have shields. You also have Ahsoka and Qui-Gon with melee damage, so this would play well in like a deck that's running Synchronicity, or if you have melee damage and shield sewing, you can do unblockable damage. Don't think this will see a whole lot of play outside of this set though, just because the special can kind of be, it may not even hit if your opponent has shield on all their characters. The special essentially is a blank. It doesn't do anything. But I do like that it has focus and shield as well. So that is Inner Strength. We're going to move into our next card. And last up, we have Obi Wan's Hut on Tatooine. Claim, give a blue character one shield or spend one resource to give a non-blue character one shield. Currently in my Qui-Gon deck that I ran for a while, I was running Echo Base, which would just claim, get a shield. I can see this actually being better for that deck because let's say you're playing against a deck that's running just mono red or mono yellow. They're going to then have to spend their resource to get shields. If you're playing Qui-Gon Ahsoka or Qui-Gon Rey, you'll be able to claim it and get a shield. I do like that it gives the option to spend the resource to give a non-blue character a shield as well. However, if you're playing this with Qui-Gon Rey or any other deck that's running Qui-Gon and another blue character, get that blue shield you get that shield just by claiming, and you can give that shield to Qui-Gon. So you give it to Qui-Gon, you can then use his ability. I like that it makes it so it's harder for your opponents to use if they're not playing any blue characters. So I think it's a safer option in a Qui-Gon deck than Echo Base. That's if these are, of course, legal outside of these starter sets. But that's the final card that was revealed from the starter sets. I'm sure there's some more events and things like that in these decks. I'm going to try to pick up one of those tomorrow, and I'm going to probably try to do an unboxing of this starter set tomorrow night as well. So look forward to that. That's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.